Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Sanderson. So there's this painter. Guess what? He paints. What does he paint? Well, when they come across nightmares, they paint them. He likes to paint them into bamboo. Once he paints them, they disintegrate.
Melting! Oh, what a world, what a world!
He's walking home one day and he sees a nightmare. So he runs after it. He finds out it's a stable nightmare. Those are the ones that can kill people. He falls asleep. There's also this lady named Yumi. Yumi's job is to be fed. Yumi's job is also to be bathed. Where's her hair?
Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hair?
Her job is to stack stones so that she can bring in spirits for the townsfolk. She gets a record of 37.
How many are there?
36. Counted them myself.
36, but last year I had 37!
When she falls asleep and wakes up again, her main attendant, Lewin, tells her to do her duty. She falls asleep again. When she awakens, she finds that her body has been taken over by Painter. What are these lumps underneath my chin? They're my boobs. Lumi is still there, in corporal, next to Painter. As her attendants come to get her, Painter inside of her body takes the bath instead, staring at Lumi as she stares at him naked. As they go to dress him, he falls asleep. He awakens inside of his apartment, but he's no longer himself. Lumi has taken over his body. He is also in corporal, and the foreman comes knocking. She explains to the foreman that she is Painter's sister, and there's a stable nightmare that he found last night. As they go back inside, Painter feeds her some rice cakes as they watch, basically, Days of Our Lives.
Doctor?
Doctor?
With Heon Light, the power source inside of their world. Painter's world is pitch black, whereas Lumi's is covered in sunlight. Hot. Cold. When they're inside her world, she says, "My world, my rules." He doesn't like that. Lumi, thinking she had summoned a hero spirit, has been lied to by Painter.
Yeah? And who are you?
I'm Hercules, and, I happen to be a hero.
As they stare at each other naked, Painter realizes how stubborn she is. Now he must stack stones. The first one he tries falls over, and the townspeople are pissed. Every time they fall asleep, they return to the other person's world. Painter's world, black. He says we must go to the foreman. He didn't believe me. Well, you. As they leave, Lumi is wearing pants on her top and a shirt on her bottom. The one friend who Painter had the hots for is like, "Girl, you need a dress." As her attendants have done everything for her, she's never had anything of her own. She realizes she loves dresses and shopping. It's her own. They invite Lumi out for noodles. As they're at the noodle shop, the noodle owner spots Painter and says, "Are you dead?" Why does she not have hair either? She
Oh, where?
tells Lumi and Painter that they are mixed together. Their souls have investiture, and that she can see him because she's part of Hoyd's special project. Hoyd is someone from the Cosmere. Don't worry about him if you haven't read the rest of the books. Lumi, realizing that this is very important, realizes we should practice in order to get good at our skills. Lumi teaches him to stack rocks, where he teaches her to paint bamboo. After training for 12 days, they wake up in Lumi's world.
346 minutes later.
Lewin finds Painter Lumi and tells him that the scholars have brought a machine. The Soul Sucker 5000.
Those are Nimbus 2001s.
This machine is meant to stack stones and take over her job, so she wants to be mischievous. "Let's go see how this machine works," she says. The scholars have the machine inside of a tent. Being a ghost-like creature, Lumi goes inside. Wait, they shouldn't have the same hair. Hers should be blue. As the scholars turn on the machine, they realize they can see Lumi. Trees in this world are tied because they would otherwise float away. They untie it, and Lumi and Painter get away into the sunset. Painter and the machine are going 1v1 stacking stones. A spirit is summoned and sucked by the machine. Painter falls asleep and they return to his world. She just wants to sit on the couch and watch a drama. But this drama ends sad. Some stories end sad. Lumi believes her training is complete.
You keep coming here every day and I'll train you.
You already have.
They go out hunting the nightmare into the alleyway where Hunter, Painter, whatever his name is, sees signs of the nightmare. Encountering the nightmare, Painter realizes it can see him. Lumi's cry attracts one of Painter's old friends, this muscular dude. She tells him it was a nightmare, the stable nightmare. They really like this noodle place. Painter's old friends tell Lumi that Painter was the best of the best.
The best of the best of the best, sir.
But he told us he was part of the Dream Watchers and that we were going to be his crew. Only problem was, he didn't make it. She finds gorgeous drawings of buildings and mountains, of women wearing only necklaces.
Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls. Wearing this.
All right.
Wearing only this.
Lumi, realizing what Painter went through, says, "Let's go out tonight." They go to the carnival, to the top of the carousel, where their hands touch, creating neon light. She draws a picture of it to remember it forever. It's pretty bad. Her drawing, not mine. The nightmare finds him and touches Lumi. She gets cold. Their muscular friend shows up. The Painter does something. He grabs the spirit of the paintbrush and begins to paint the unicorn away. Not a unicorn, a nightmare. Only one thing can save her. A touch from a spirit. His spirit. Touching her brings her heat back into her body and makes her hot again. Not that she already wasn't. Ching! Lumi is convinced that they must destroy the machine to end this. As they awake in Lumi's world, Painter takes a big rock and hits the machine. The scholars and Lewin laugh, turning into nightmares. That's not the real machine. Painter is flung so hard out of Lumi's body. Back in his world, Painter recognizes a nightmare as Lewin. He says, "Lewin, give this to Lumi." Back in Lumi's world, having forgot, Lumi is confronted by Lewin, who gives her a scroll, but it opens into a painting of her and Painter's hand at the top of the Ferris wheel, touching, which makes all her memories flood back inside of her, realizing they live in the same world, and the only way to stop the nightmares is to make beautiful art. Lumi stacks and stacks, realizing this will be her final project. Her soul will be consumed. "I love you, Painter. Don't forget me." Painter rushes to his friends and tells them he's sorry.
I'm sorry for everything.
"But I need your help in fighting hundreds of nightmares." His friends agree. "Okay. What's the worst that can happen? We look stupid?" As they fight the nightmares, one person dies. Normal Painter doesn't work. Painter realizes these are all people from Lumi's world. He begins painting them, saving everyone. Hundreds of people become themselves and then disappear. The book ends. Some stories end sad. In the epilogue, Painter realizes this is our world, our rules. He paints Lumi on the wall with the last bit of magical shroud. Don't worry about that, that's part of the Cosmere. He pulls her from it and says, "We can do this together." Design leaves and they become owners of the noodle shop. The end.